Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, so well, good because you didn't hear all that fumbling. Okay, so anyway, let's start from the beginning. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Gayle from Gayle Designs, and this month I'm doing Christmas in July. And what that means is not necessarily that I'm using Christmas fabric just yet. I don't have any of that, but there are things that you can give as Christmas gifts, like stocking stuffers, or just use them as like a the vessel of a gift, like the gift card holders. That's a gift, and it also contains a gift. And today I am making a fabric box bag. Hey, Blonded, welcome in. Oh, and let me say hello to since you couldn't hear me before. Hello, Sharon. I do see that you're driving and you're in listen mode only, and you can't reply. Say hello individually to people in the chat. Hello, Bobby. Thank you for being here. And Bonded Creations. I don't see. I'm on Restream. Okay. So there's five watching. So I am going to be making this box bag. I wasn't sure when I went to bed last night that what I was going to do, and I actually went to bed on Tuesday, not Wednesday morning. Anyway, um, uh, but a couple videos came to me before I did go to sleep. And I said, oh, okay, sometimes, God just puts those on your heart where like, okay, you could do this or this. And so these are very user friendly. We're going to be making this together. I've never made this box basket before. I called it a bag, but it's a basket. And but I've made ice cream koozies, and it's very, very similar. And so we're going to do this. Now, she called for, I know it's an accomplishment, Bobby, but, I had to get up at 4 on Saturday morning. So it's like my body still hasn't reset from that. So I do need to go to bed earlier so that I can anyway. So this gal, she does, and it's a very old video. You can tell by the materials that she uses. Um, so she spray starches her fabric first. I don't have spray starch. And then she uses light fusible batting for the outer layer, and then a fusible cotton woving for interfacing for the lining and the straps. We're just going to skip the spray starch, and we're going to skip the fusible batting because I don't have that. The other thing she had mentioned was quilt batting. I do have that, but I don't have fusible, so it's sewing. So I'm going to use the Pellon SF 101 for the whole thing. And I did see in her bonus clip, she did put a piece of plastic in the bottom before she stitched the hole closed. So I pulled out my scraps from template. This is just the um, from the Dollar Tree not dish mats, plastic mats, chopping mats. Anyway, so what you need for this, and this is great for all beginners as well as people that are used to sewing. So you need two 10 by 10 squares of fabric. One's your lining, one is your outer fabric, and then 2 strips of 2-inch by 7-inch for the handles. And then the fusing, whatever you're going to use for your interfacing, whatever you're going to use for the interfacing, you need it for each piece. So these are my regular scissors, putting those away. So let's get started. So I cut my 3-inch by 3-inch. This is my this is for at the end, but I'm also going to use this because you need to use, you're going to be cutting a 3 by 3 square from each of the corners for boxing cord, which is going to be a first for me too. I haven't done that yet. I've made them in a different way where you do pinch the triangle and stitch. So I'm going to put this on top of my laptop. If I'm looking for it, remind me it's on top. It's on my keyboard. Because you can't see that, but here it is on my keyboard. Oh, and this is my shirt that I made Monday night. So it's my logo. And my first one that I did it with the blue glitter and then the green stones, and now I reversed it. So I have 2 logo shirts, and I was looking for tank tops because I definitely need tank tops because we are over 100 each. So let me move this back. That's what it's called, Bobby, the layer cakes. I didn't know what they were called. She just mentioned those of you that are quilters and have a bunch of 10 by 10 squares. This is a perfect project for you. And then use scraps for the straps. So I'm going to be doing, because this will be for my great-granddaughter, and she loves red. I know this looks orange in the camera. This is my laptop camera, and but it's red. And then I'll be using this as the outer fabric. And I measured it and I was like, oh, thank goodness I still have a 10-inch square, even though I do have another roll of this. Both of these are from Dollar Tree. So, and then, and I'll be using it as the vessel of some little trinkets that I'm going to get for her, like hair stuff or something. By Christmas, I'll figure it out. So, I got, and this was another blessing gift. I got these. Well, it was Amazon gift card, and I ordered them, and so there's 7 or 8 of them in here. It's all these squares, and but I think I ordered the wrong thing because this is supposed to be a 3-inch, but camera. Okay. The color part is what's the 3-inch, and then they add the 1/4 inch to it. So I can't just lay this on the corner and cut around here because that's 3.5 then. So I guess I might just need to learn how to use them. Maybe it's to cut quilt, not to cut out boxy corners, but it's to make quilt squares, because it adds the 1/4 inch. Okay, so I'm not going to do that today. I need a 3-inch square for my box corners, and they probably didn't make them yet because she just cut hers out of oh, you just got some of those? Okay, the same ones. They're like, I think there's 7 or 8 of them in there. It goes all the way up to a 8-inch square, and I need a 10-inch square. But anyway, so I'm gonna trace around this. This is a 3-inch. So it's not a perfect, let me make sure. So that's 3 inches and that's 3 inches. Okay, so all my corners do come up to a 3-inch square. Okay, so I wrote everything down as fast as I could while I was like getting set up watching it. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. There we are. I don't know why it did that. All right, let me turn it on. Of course, we have to find that. All right. So I'm going to cut 10-inch square. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to switch the cameras. Restream's options are different. No sound. Thank you. Oh, you probably have sound now. You have sound now? Because my camera went out. I can tell if you have sound if I cut that out. Yeah, you have sound now because I can see that it it pumps when there's sound. So yeah, I don't know why I am getting like so many notifications. Everything is just popping up. And I get these calls. Remember, I get those calls from Missouri. So it's Missouri, Wyoming, and it's like they're like within 5, 6 or 5, 10 minutes of each other. So I know it's the same scammer. And so it comes three. It's like California and Missouri and Wyoming or New Jersey. All right, so I'm going to cut a 10-inch square. And so first I need to square this off because it's not good. See, there's no option to make on Restream. There's no option to make this other camera a small square. It's just long like that. We're working with what we got until we can do better. So I did good at the yard craft sale. I sold all my big items, but my massage chair, which um which I need to sell, and I need to sell that and then add that to the um, computer fund, and it'd be cool if I can get it all together while they're still on sale for back to school. I just need to make sure I don't really care for any bells or whistles anymore. I already had my gaming computer and it only lasted 2 days after the warranty expired. So I'm done with that. Don't need no big fancy, $1,500 computer. All right, so there's 10. Now we'll get 10 here. And then this will go in my scrap pile because this is enough for straps for another project. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at this right now because I'm going to put the interfacing on this and then cut the squares. Now this one is going to be my lining, and I'm going to cut the 10-inch square plus the 2x7 for the straps. I usually do this on the other side where I can, let me see. And I'm putting my 3-inch square back on top of my computer because it fell off. Okay, so I'm going to cut up. I'm going to cut up. Be careful not to cut that. All right, and then 10 inches across. Okay, I need to make my straps, but I want to check this because I couldn't see. All right, it's 10 by 10. And we need 2x7 twice. All right, so I'm going to go 4 inches. Of course, it moved. I recovered. All right, then so scraps for another day. All right, and then going to cut this 7 inches. Scrap for a tab for another project. You just don't throw away your scraps because it can always be used for something. And I keep when I make tabs, I just make like for the strips, and then I just keep the tabs in one of these little fabric trays that I make. And then when I'm making something, then I can grab that and use it as my tab. Okay, so here are my two straps. Now let's get this lining cut. I'm going to use red thread. Okay, see, I even have scraps for the batting. Let's see if it's enough. It is 6 1/4, so it's not good. It's not a perfect scrap for this project. So this is 20 inches, so I'll cut 10 inches across, and then that's two. That'll be my two things. All right. You obviously don't need. Hi, Marlies. Hi, Kingsbury Crafts. Hi, Shay Shay. Sorry, I didn't. Now I lost my mouse. Sorry, didn't see you come in. And Jennifer Ritchie. Okay, there. I think I've seen everybody now. As I say, you obviously don't need to have a lot of room. I've been if I'm cutting well, it's to the right of me. If I'm cutting on my mat over there, the fabric is up over my Cricut machine. And so cutting my fabric here, I'm up on top of my keyboard. So, and I'll be right back. I need my longer ruler. Sorry, my camera keeps going out. Um, uh, Clear. I don't know where it went out at. Uh, I just noticed it's like, hey, my I just noticed that the camera, you can hear me now, right? You can hear me now, right? Testing. Testing. Okay. All right. So she used batting, usable batting for her outer piece, and and then this kind on the rest of her lining and her straps. I'm using it on both because I don't have the binding. I think I'll be fine. Um, I hope it'll be fine. Um, anyway, but I want to press those first. I think I'm done with this. Okay. Need a pressing cloth. It's a lot nicer when when the batting is smaller than the fabric. Then you don't have to worry about, you know, see it's over the edge. I guess I was showing in the other camera. Anyway, oh, I didn't cut this yet. Or did I? I don't think I did. I didn't cut. No, because this one was too small. Yeah, this is a scrap. Okay, so let's get this one. So I think this ends up being, I don't know. I think this ends up, well, if you're using, so I cut a piece of chopping mat plastic to insert in the bottom. So it's a 3x3. So that's how big the base of the basket is going to be. Okay, so this is a little bit bigger than. So you've seen the little tote purses that I make for the tote bag purse charms. Those went like crazy at the sale. So definitely going to be making more of those. And um, okay. I want to trim this off before I press it from the top part because I don't want that going on my um, iron. IDB in the bushes. Okay. So we're on we're on watch. We're keeping track of Bertha, what if she develops into anything, her name is going to be Bertha. And so so you know what you can't find in the stores right now? If people are preparing, I had commented on one of the notifications where um, people are saying, well, that means, one guy, he says, well, I just made a note to self, to go get 30 things of toilet paper. And I go, this will be my first hurricane. So do we get put that toilet paper in plastic bins, waterproof bins, and do we attach them to some structure that's not going to blow away? What do we do? So I mean, it. Oh, and they were saying, because it's the city officials um, reminding us for preparation. And so then people in the chat was um, note to city officials, this is your reminder. Clean out our storm drains now. Don't wait until it floods, you know. And so I don't know. My family's been through two. When they lived in Houston, they went through Harvey, and with no damage. Their house was the highest on the block, so they didn't get any flooding, but they couldn't get out. And my son's business was totally immersed in water. And what was really sad is there's a place he lived in Spring, and which is part of Houston. Anyway, and there was a place that boarded horses, and oh, just watching those horses. I lived in California at the time, so um, but I knew the places because I visited them. Anyway, that was totally underwater, and a lot of horses drowned. A lot of them did get rescued um, as well, but and then let's see. And then they were in here in Edinburgh, Hannah, and they had some damage to their house, and they had some damage to they lost the fence, which the neighbor replaced ASAP because he has dogs, they have dogs, and so he replaced it, didn't even wait for insurance. All right, so am I back? Am I back? Yeah. I was wondering if this was going to be a problem today because I was noticing a pattern with these phone calls that I get, these spams, and they come in, um, and they come. There's three. There's one California, Missouri, and like New Jersey, Wyoming. It varies. That other one varies, and they come within one calls. Then it's just back to back, and so anyway, it's annoying, and I feel like getting those apps. Um, but I don't know if those are a scam too. But the app that will seek out and eliminate those calls. And as a senior citizen, they target they target senior citizens. I quit getting the ones for loans. I mean, they would always leave a message. These other ones just call daily. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and what do I need? 2 by 7. Okay, so I'm going to go, yeah, 2 by 7. So I'm going to go 2 inches all the way across. And then I'll cut 7, which then I'll have another scrap, probably big enough. uh, I'm so thirsty. If anybody came in and I didn't say hello to you, I'm sorry. Hello. 2. Good, it didn't move. So often it slides. Okay. And I need 7 and 7. And cut some of my hair. Gets in the way of pressing too, and then it burns. Okay. And this is a scrap. Okay. Upside down. Hey, Brandy, welcome in. Okay, from the work bushes. Okay, so then I have, so everything has the infusible batting on it. I'm using SF 101 for all of them. So this is my lining fabric. This is my outside fabric. And we'll be cutting the 3-inch squares out of each of the corners. So I will be drawing that. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do this with the straps. We're going to just get rid of all these extra little annoying threads. So with the straps, we're going to fold it in half and just press it so that we know where the center is, and then we'll be pressing each side up into that center fold and then fold it in half. I'm going to go do that over here now. My hair out of the way so I don't press it. I'm not going right up. I'm just going right up to that center press. I'm not going over it. Then I'm gonna, and then fold it in half all the way. Give it a real good press. Hot, hot, hot. I think these are going to be so cute. Hey, hey, Teresa, Sister Heart Crafting. So y'all know what tomorrow is. Woo. I know I got at least 3 in my chat. It's going to be Leo season starting tomorrow. I'm an August Leo. And I know Bonded is an August Leo. Brandy? Oh, you can't chat. I don't know. I don't know your birthday. I know you're a Leo though. And precious pieces. Okay. Now I'm going to use This is just from the yes. Uh-oh, my camera's going out again. I saved it. I don't know why. It's fully charged, but let me go ahead and let me charge it. Not that that's going to keep it on, but I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, it's plugged in. All right. So this is from the chopping mat, and it's a 3-inch square, which I'm going to put in the bottom of the box um, before I top stitch. It's going to be the second to the last step, but I'm also going to use it um, as my measure for these to cut my square corners, my box corners. Um, because the piece that I have, I think it's to cut quilt squares because it's 3.5 inches. It includes the 1/4 inch seam allowance. And now I need to start converting my, you can't see it. Let me see where I need to turn this so you can see. Oh, wait. Yeah, I need to convert my red, white, and blue tree into Leo season tree. Oh, here I'm adjusting my laptop, but it's my camera that I was needing to adjust. So you can't even okay, yeah, you can see what I'm doing down here. Okay. So um I've not done one of these before, but my goodness, I've watched plenty of these of y'all doing the boxy corners that I know how to do. Sharon was here. Oh, Sharon's driving, and so she might be at a point where she could say hello to you or answer your question, Sister Heart. Okay, so here it are. That's all. Let me figure out how I need to move. So I have those all drawn. I'll get those cut, and now this is for my lining piece. Um, And I have one of these corners is kind of at a curve, so I got to make sure that that's not one I'm drawing. Otherwise, um, whew, I'm probably being extra, doing corner then turning instead of like doing. But so my lining is going back on top of my laptop. I'm telling you in case I lose it. So there was a question on that came across my feed in my Facebook feed, and it was says, "Do you know what you were doing August 16, 1977?" Yes, that's my birthday, and so I was out celebrating my 21st birthday. And I said, "Oops, that's enough said," because there was no social media back then, so no need to let those memories come out into the public. But it was the day that Elvis Presley died, and of course, at the time I didn't know it, but because it just happened that day. But definitely by my next birthday, uh, going out, and that's all they played in the clubs was Elvis Presley. If you like it, it's good, you know. But if you really want to enjoy your birthday, all right. So this is the lining, and this will be for this. I'm making this for my great granddaughter. She loves red; it's her favorite color. And one day she showed up in pink, and and I go, "Oh, so you still like pink?" Because like she was like her other grandma in California had given her a whole box of everything was pink clothes, and she didn't even finish opening the box, and everyone's like, telling her open it, and she goes, "It's pink." I thought she hated pink when she changed over to red, and but then so she showed up in pink the other day, and I says, "Oh, so you don't hate pink?" And she goes, "No, I only like it when it's cute. Like this is cute, and just I was like, "Good, okay." So anyway, and then there's the outer thing. So then I need to thread my machine, and we're going to do the straps first. But otherwise, this is what you do then is bring these up and match them, and then you're going to use a 1/4 inch seam, and stitch. And so she had made a point to say you stitch from the top to the bottom. So um, I'll make sure to do that, um, since there might be a reason. And then I'll just go ahead and she said, and if you cut your square correct, then your corners will match up. And so far they're matching up. So Sharon, if you're still here and can hear me, Teresa, um, Sister Hearts Crafts is saying hello to you, and I guess she has a question for you. Okay, so this is what I have. It kind of looks like a Dremel. Is that a Dremel? Drendel. It's gonna be so cute. All right, that gives me an idea of what the finished size is gonna look like. Um, So, now these I've seen what y'all are doing with your little squares because you've been boxing squares for a long time. So this, and it has the interfacing on it already. So these will be for a future project, not going in my scraps. I'm gonna start um another thing for. Yeah, I should be back. Yeah, let me get the chat back. And I can't even blame the laptop because it's not the laptop messing up, it's my phone. And it's 80% and it's on I'm have it plugged into the charger, so but and I just wish I wasn't popular to the spammers right now. Just leave this girl alone. Whatever you're selling. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bobby, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me when I said, I can't even blame it on my laptop because it's not my laptop, it's my phone. And it's like these notifications or spammers, something's happening. And where it keeps booting my phone out. And so if I when I get my when I get the upgrade, see, I have to use my phone because the sound on my laptop is out. It's sketchy. So I have to use my phone for the sound. I have a webcam I can use, but it's a cam. It's a camera. It's not there wouldn't be any sound. So when I get my computer upgrade, laptop upgrade, whatever it is, then I don't have to use my phone anymore for the sound, and I could go ahead and use the camera, the webcam. Then I don't have to worry about notifications because I don't get them on my. The only time I get them on my laptop is I don't know what D&D is except for Dungeons and Dragons. I have 5 boys, so I know what Dungeon and Dragons is. So anyway, um I'm just really grateful that y'all are patient with me and just know I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I'm going to make a shirt, doing the best, or actually, I'm going to make a sign. I'll make a sign on a paddle board. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right, so I have the lining all pinned, and I do like that with that interfacing on. She just said that she uses the fusible um batting, and I always forget what that other word is. It's 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 fluffy. Oh, do not disturb. I can't. If I did that, then I can't. If I had do not disturb on my phone, then you wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able. I don't know. I tried it before, and calls still come through. Calls still come through when you have the do not disturb on. Um, and the other thing is calls come through when you're on a call. Doesn't your phone know you're already on a call? Okay, so I'm going to change my thread over to um, red, and I'm going to take this piece off, and maybe I can fit it in here, maybe I can't. Um, she was using a Juki and she couldn't. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I won't be able to get it. I won't be able to get it on this. So then she did her top stitching. She turned it inside out because she wanted her top stitching on the outer fabric. So that I'll remember that. Hey, Spelling Diversity, welcome in. Um, okay, yeah, and I appreciate that, Bobby. I appreciate that. But yeah, I have tried it and then I just couldn't get and maybe I'll try it again. And then and see, but I know the calls still come through. Okay, sister, hearts. I'll let Sharon know. I'll text her. Um okay. So changing thread. And it goes this way. Let me see. I was playing around with decorative stitching and make sure I'm all back to regular. 2 for straight stitch, 3 for length, and 5 for width. Okay. I feel like Winnie the Pooh sitting here going, think, 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 tapping my temple with confused look on my face. Get some honey. Um, that always helped Winnie the Pooh, right? Um, it's nice when you get the needle threaded and then you pull it out. um, at the same time. Okay, there we go. Right. Now the bobbin thread. Wasn't that him that used to sit on the log and say think, think, think? I don't know. I mean, I was a bear collector, but I oh, let me make sure I have this one's good. No, that's the one I would probably used. Okay. Um, I liked Tigger. I have my mom's Winnie the Pooh. Um, and it's from that toy maker. Starts with an S, and it's made out of mohair. It was hers as a child. My kids aren't interested in anything. They just like, mom, not, you know, yeah, Eeyore was one of my favorites too. Um, just say related to him a lot. She's trying to think of a solution. My phone keeps going out. Um, I'm getting, the spam calls, and then it knocks my phone out, which then knocks my um, volume out, and so she's sitting there thinking of what what solution she could help me with. Okay, so I'm going to sew the straps first and get. All right, so move the camera. I'm like here moving the sewing machine, which then um it blocks my view over there. from the chat, when actually the thing, the solution is to move the camera. Sorry, I was like trying to push down on that made my hand shake. All right. She got a good Bobby got a good taste of because she worked from home. I think you only had to go in once a week, right? To the office, Bobby. So her dogs were already preparing and were already um happy mommy was home during the day. And so I remember one of the doctors that I worked with, he was retiring, but he had to retire. I mean, he called it practice retiring. And actually what it was preparing his wife for his retirement. She was already retired. So she was already established in a routine of home alone and all the things that she could do um without while he was at work. And so he had to practice um being retired to ease her into um him being home. And then so now I took my so he would just take a day off. He would have like Monday off, so he'd have the whole weekend, um a 3-day weekend every weekend. And then he would add Friday to it, so then it's a 4-day, and then eventually it took him a while to fully retire, um, for her, and she still made him go. He took up golfing so that she could still have his she could still have her time. All right, so I need to get this. That's what it is. Okay. Hi, 755. Welcome in. So, okay. I just want an eighth of an inch. I want it to be right along the edge. So I had to put a washi tape here, um, so that it's marked, so I can just follow along with that. See, so that's the an eighth of an inch. So that's why I mark it, and it looks really good. I do good when I have a guide. That's why I like this quilt guide, but that doesn't fit underneath my needle. So I leave that there for my quilting, and just do that. So now I'm gonna go down. Let me hold it still so it focuses. So now I'm gonna go down this folded edge, and that's all the stitching I'm gonna do on the straps. So this would be a really quick, okay, spilling. This will be a really quick project to do as a batch sewing. Just get everything cut. So like if you like when I was a kindergarten teacher and I had a sewing business and on the side, and for relief actually, I did say kindergarten. This was before schools had classroom size control. I had 36 kindergarten students one year. And um and so I I did my sewing when I got home, and before my family got home, before the kids got out of school. And so anyway, um I just had that minimum time before the kids came home, and I needed to do the family thing, dinner, homework, dinner, so forth, so forth. And then so I would just do things in batches. I would do things like get everything cut and marked, because that was back in the day when we would mark, like if it was clothing, darts and stuff like that. And then the next day I would move everything to the next step and just get everything progressed to the next step. And that's how I would do batch sewing. And so then they all get done at the same time. So what I didn't do with this one was used the leader tape, and it's okay. And I don't know if I can get it to focus, but see how this thread at the top there, how the end of the thread got in there. It wasn't bad, and that's actually, I can pick that out, but that's gonna get cut off anyway. I mean, that's gonna be up in the seam. But to prevent that, you use just a scrap piece of paper, scrap piece of fabric in front of it. Then it goes on this instead of this. Hey, Rougie, doing your favorite color. So, and you just put it in front, and that's where your needle's going to go down on. And then you just want to make sure that your project is just a little bit behind the your leader piece, because you don't want it to be sewn onto your fabric. So I'm just going to put my foot down and get it going. Make sure it doesn't come up. fold over. Eh, can't get my, okay, there you go. So this starts off with a 10-inch square, two 10-inch squares, 10-inch, um, it's, and what are they called, Bobby? Layer cakes. So like if you're quilter and you bought layer cakes are 10-inch squares. It's perfect project for those. Otherwise, you can definitely make this out of a fat quarter because it's a 10-inch by 10-inch square. And then the straps are 2 inches by 7 inches. So you need two of those. And so I have um, this is my outer. Um, Another call. And then this is my lining. And then the straps match my lining. Um, and they're actually scraps from a fat quarter. So, but reason I bring that up, besides, a lot of you weren't here at the beginning, some of you were, but in the bushes. But anyway, the fact is that you can actually just change the size, like make a 12-inch by 12-inch, and then um, probably if you're moving it up from 10 to 12, then move this up from 7 to 9 inches long. Okay, Ruji. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing, so my straps are done, they're ready. And now I'm going to be doing 1/4-inch seams from the top to the bottom. This is the 10-inch square, cut out a 3-inch square in each of the corners. Then bring these corners up, matching the top edge to this. This is the bottom. I'm clipping that. You can hold it in place if you're comfortable. You can just hold it in place. But clipping it helps you be prepared. So now I'm going to do a 1/4-inch seam. I forget what a quarter is. Gotta move that. I have to order the because my presser foot is not a 1/4-inch presser foot. I don't know if it was supposed to come with it or not, but it did not. It's on the thing. No, that's 3/8. If I go this way, that's a quarter. Okay, so I have to use this outer edge, the left side. If I do the right side, that's 3/8 of an inch. Don't mess with Texas. These are neoprene and then just vinyl. I layered vinyl on there and sold them $8 at the craft yard sale. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take these off so I can. That's the thing, is I'm not used to clips. And the other thing is that now I have to sew from this side because that's the 1/4 inch. It's just a little adjusting. And then of course you want to do the leader. Oh, but I want to boom. Okay. Hey, Tanya, welcome in. So this is going to be so cute. So now I'm going to move on to the next corner. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, because this is awkward. So I looked up the I was going to say the left-handed. This is like it's being left-handed, which I am ambidextrous. This is the first time sewing left-handed. And when I injured my right leg, I had to use my left one on the pedal. So as a woman, we are strong. As a Leo, I'll leave you all alone. Leo season starts tomorrow, and so I'll lay off until tomorrow. But anyway, we can do anything, and I was like, as I struggle with something, I'd say I can do hard things. I can do hard things. I can do hard things, and of course with him we can do all things. Hey Cheryl, welcome in. So anyway, but it's only, so I looked it up on Amazon, and a 1/4 inch presser foot is under $10, and I still have my free trial with Amazon until the 29th, so I can still get it. I'm not going to pay for membership. And it occurred to me, it was like, oh, since I have Amazon Prime, even though it's a trial membership, I could be watching the movies. Um, but that's not really. Don't for, don't forget you and my daughter share the same birthday. Okay, Cheryl. I don't think I knew that. August 16th. So my daughter-in-law's mother's birthday was Sunday. And then she enjoyed her cake. She enjoyed her cake. Gayle, they do have a special price for senior citizens. You have to go to customer service tab and look for it. And I applied for that. And so they gave me 3 months for $6.95. And I'm like, that's not what I want. I want the free trial. And so then so then I saw, oh, I can decline that offer. So I declined it. And they said, okay, you can have the free trial. And when the free trial, the 30-day trial is over, you will be charged $14.95. So, okay, I will contact customer service, but I mean, even, it's like I don't have income. I'm on fixed income, which goes to my bills. I'm going to keep my air conditioning on versus paying for Amazon. If they, until things pick up, till I have something that I can count as steady income. Okay, Jennifer. And so my daughter-in-law and my grandson who passed away are both July 27th. So they're July Leos. My brother is July 28th. And that's it in my family as far as July Leos. And then I'm an August Leo. And so Sharon Green starts the Leo season off with us tomorrow. And then Spilling brings up the caboose. She's the last day of Leo season. So she takes us out. Always get, and even though whipped cream is not okay. I I understand the regular price for everyone else. Are you kidding me? That's what I was paying was 119 a year. Um, but why would they say 12.99? What they told me 14.99. Anyway, yeah. Well, I don't even have, it's like I run my channel by blessings, and blessings is not a steady, it's not an income. So I can't be ordering from Amazon on a regular basis. I play games and earn gift cards to to get supplies at Walmart or Amazon. Like right now, I'm going to cash in points from Fetch and some points on Fetch to get Amazon. If you don't know about the discount, they were not going to tell you. Of course not. You so always ask if they have a senior discount or military discount. I learned the hard way. Yeah, so my grandson, who is still active duty, that's where my family will have him order stuff, and then they send him the money. So they will ask him, hey, can you order this for me? And then he'll send the money because he gets the Amazon Prime. Okay. No, I know I ran out. I didn't. Mm, I know I didn't do quite quarter inch there. Um, I'm going to restitch it because I'll have to hold my thread. Mm. Yeah, I'll call them. Yes, Lena was telling me about that. She got $50. They sent her a $50 check in the mail. I said, "Well, I used to have Prime. Why didn't I get a rebate?" I'll ask them about that too. Hey, Stacy, I meant to say hi to you just in case you were in the bushes because I know you can't jump in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna make a note to always just say hi to you in case you're in the bushes. Kelly was popping in last week and she said she's your secretary. Okay, this is better. My goodness. And I'm sure that would, and that was, whoops. Um, so you can see, let me make sure. So see, I had gone off. Okay, let me get my hand over here. So this second one right here is is the correct one. The one closer to the edge was I ran off. That's like an eighth of an inch. So I just went ahead and redid it. It was off way up there, way up here. So anyway, so this is finally done with that one. So this is the outer. Now let's do the inner. Now the inner one, what she does is she starts off at a quarter and then she goes to an eighth just to make so she starts off, she does a quarter inch about like this much, and then she'll just move over, a gentle like hill over to 3/8. And it's just so that the lining is a little bit smaller when you put it in there. She says if you're not real experienced, don't try it. I'm real experienced with sewing, but I don't think I'm going to try it. Not for my first one. We'll see what it's like when I put it together, and then I'll know. I lost my ooh, oh, there it is. It's under there. Okay. Stacey, I was going to ask you when do the kids come back to school? But if you can't answer, don't answer. Because don't need you getting in trouble. So I'm doing quarter inch. I'm sticking with that. This is the lining. And the last piece to stitch together for now. Oh, okay. I don't know when I don't know when my great granddaughter that's going to stay here. I don't know when she goes back. I know that she's registered for school. Um, and I don't know when my great grandson, he'll be living in a different state. I don't know when they go back to school, but he leaves Texas um, next week. Only have one more week with him. Their haircut day was Saturday. So my daughter-in-law's dad and the the grandson and the great grandson um all went and got their haircut Saturday. They came back looking all handsome. All right. I'm gonna clip this down here to hold this together. I'm struggling being doing it left-handed, so to speak. I guess I can't because it's solid fabric. Maybe that's why I can't see. I'm not seeing the edges very clearly. Y'all, I still have this referral for the eye doctor since May 4th. I'll remember that day because it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Almost done, y'all. Yeah, I remember when I taught school, we'd have to go in early and get the rooms all set up and um we used to try and get things done before we left, but then they weren't doing year-round school yet, but they were talking about it, so we had to totally clean off our boards and everything, um, which I kind of want to do, but we would leave the background construction paper up, and you don't want it. But anyway, yeah, it was always a big chore. This really feels good to be sewing this with the interfacing on here. Um, just it's not real flimsy, and then not so much of these threads. I mean, it's still happening, but not as much as it was before, um, without it. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, because we moved, um, so our, there was a big strike in 1989, 1998, 1989. And, and so I was one of the teachers that got cut. But then when we got federal funding, they were able to hire 6 teachers back, and I was one of the 6. But they cut our hours. They cut our hours 15 minutes. And you know what that 15 minutes did? It meant we didn't get benefits. It meant that we just 15 minutes gives me chills. 15 minutes means that I no longer had dental for my kids. And so my husband and I talked about it, and it was I was gonna, because we had moved into Sacramento, and it would have taken um 45 minutes to an hour to drive to work, and then that much I would be for kindergarten. I would be driving to and from longer than I would actually be working, and for no, you know. So anyway, so I didn't go back, and my best friend had thanked me because she was the next one that got to come back, and she lived there. And so she was grateful that I declined, because then that pushed her up on the list to where she actually got to work. So that was great. It worked out. I went back to college and reinvented myself. Hi, Geneva. Welcome in. Oh, you forgot I was on. Uh, yeah, I was on. Yep, Wednesdays, 11:45 Central. I wasn't on um Hashtag Crew last week because I was like moving everything over to the family's house for the sale, and um and I was exhausted and didn't have anything prepped. Okay, so here we are. Um and so we're going to be matching, is that right? Pretty sides to pretty sides. I know she's saying pressing, and so give everything a good press. So I'll do that. But no, you match pretty side to pretty side. I do remember that the straps, she says, fold like a smile, and then turn these flat. That was a cute way of saying it. And then half inch from this, and then you're going to place it half inch to the from the seam, half inch in. And so anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and press, and then the best I can. I found my pressing hem, but it's too big to fit inside here. So I'm just going to press the best I can. That's what it is. The best I can. Mm. Oh, okay. Okay. I see how to do it. So to press that, oh, my pants are so big. I lost 2 more pounds this week. Anyway, so I'm just folding it flat like this. Let me get in here. So I'm just scrunching it like this. That way I can get this seam and press that open. I'm turning that steam off. I can't get in here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know what? I'm just gonna, I can't get that pressed open. Okay. Okay. I think I put on here place straps, pretty sides to pretty sides. Okay, got all that. Okay, okay. Place lining inside outer. So let's get our straps on here. And so oh, I want to get this extra stitching off of here. Okay, we're going to make our smile. Then we're going to go flat. And then we'll figure it out. Okay. Right. Which one is the half? Okay, let me do it this way. I tell you guys. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm using my cutting mat. I'm laying this down. Let me move it over here so you can see. So I'm I'm laying this down. I'm putting the seam up against the inch mark. Then I'm moving my strap over to the half-inch mark. And that's how I'm doing. It's like when your body's parts of your body stop working, you learn how to use other parts. And so it's like my thumbs are retiring quickly. And so I just have to find other ways to get the job done. So here's this one is done. And then I'll be doing the other one, and then she said just do a um basting stitch. So here's my smile, then I'm going flat. And that's for this one. Which I mean, I like the little saying that she said with it. I already knew how to do how to do those straps. But it's nice to have a little saying with it, because then I can tell you guys, and those of you that are just learning how to do this, then maybe a cute little saying will help you get it um in there correctly as well. Um because I do these for those little I keep looking over here. I don't even have a sample. Um, I do have one, but it's in the other room that is not finished. Half inch. Okay, so I'm going to just do a basting stitch to hold these in place, so that I can move the clips out of there. And I'm just gonna like close this up and make sure that they're equal. Um, they match the other side. All right, so just a basting stitch. Um, get the camera back in. All right, and basting stitch is just a longer stitch. Hopefully I'll remember to move it back to a regular stitch. And you want it close to the edge so that it's not gonna actually show up in your, um, when you turn your lining, when you turn your project right side out. Gotta make sure fabric's not tucked in under there. And I just went straight across. I didn't stop it and start it again. Just what I wanted to do. Just the way it turned out. So there we go. They're cute, cute, cute. All right, now the other side. And the handles match the lining. Just preference, whatever you want to do. You can make it all the same. And so you sew the handles to the outer fabric. Okay, changing my stitch length back to 3. If I take this to family dinner tonight, you know who's going to snatch it right away. And it won't be, I'm making it for her, but she doesn't know I'm making it for her, but I'm going to put stuff in it for her gift. Now, am I turning this inside out? I think. I know that one stays like that. It's been a while since I've made a koozie. And then do like this. I think that's correct. And then pretty sides to pretty sides. So we're going to match up these seams. And I will be inserting this when I get this stitched before I do the top stitch. Shout at me if I forget. And it doesn't matter. It's a bonus. It's not necessary. It's not in the original plan. And you're going to leave an opening. You're going to leave an opening to turn, and make sure that the opening is not an opening where the straps are, which you could tell because you basted them here. So I know these are where the straps are. So one of these sides, I'm going to leave an opening to turn. So making sure that these seams are matched up. And I'm going to go ahead and, okay, spelling, have a good day. So I'm going to go ahead and mark now to my start and stop. So that's about 3 inches. Um, measure up this. And so I have I have the mark, so I'm going to start here and stitch all the way around and stop here. I'm going to start here and end here. I know it's opposite when I'm looking in the camera, but anyway, I'm going to, and at that point is when I add the piece of plastic, which it's a 3 inch square. For those of you that didn't see at the beginning, it's a 3 inch square that I cut from scrap chopping mat from Dollar Tree. So it's not necessary. It just gives the bottom a little bit support. Okay, here I am at the beginning, and this. Oh, and your phone call. Okay, so I'm just pushing down into this lining. So that it's easier. It's not giving pressure up here at the top. Okay, so find my marks. Oh, and mine is gonna fit. Oh, I'm so happy. So mine does fit. Her Juki was too wide. So she had to do it differently. So I am glad that mine fits. So going to do, oh, except for how do I have to move my laptop? If I move it this way, am I in? Anyway, yeah, well, just move it like that. Okay, so except for my 1/4 inch, I forgot. How much is this? Okay. All right, I'm gonna be fine. Be fine, all fine. Okay. No. I am ordering that 1/4 inch foot presser foot today. This is not cool. All right, so I need to figure out, so what is this edge? But I can't go along that edge because then that doesn't work. So if I go along this, then it's 3/8. So where is a quarter? So okay, so I'm going to move my washi tape. Um, I don't know that I can, but I can move my washi tape. My, I know my, so it is the weirdest thing. So if I gotta just mark it. So if I follow along this side of the tape, I mean this side of the thing, then it's on the other side of this bar that's down here. So it's like right there. And hey, Qualities Creations. That would make sense. Um, this put this put that's on here, it's got a skinny and then a wide, and um and either one is a 1/4 inch. So um there's lines underneath here for the bead dog. So I'm going by that. I'm just having the um because the edge of this left side, I mean the right side of the presser foot is um 3/8. So I moved my washi tape, and so then I followed that. So now if I follow the washi tape, then that's a 1/4 inch. We'll see. I'm going to stitch it and then I'm going to check it out. Um, but definitely going to order that foot. I mean, it's kind of crazy that it didn't come with it. Wait, follow the tape. Follow the. You know what? Another thing is, just okay. 755. Thank you. Enjoying the show. The other thing, let me just go ahead and so one of the things can do is um like before it's all stitched together, when it's still all flat, like when I get the I think I'm going to do that because then that's just gonna when I make these in batches, it's just going to make sewing so much faster if I just go ahead and when it's flat is just mark 1/4 inch all the way around and then just sew over the line. That would be so much easier. And I don't even have to worry about a 1/4 inch, ordering the foot. So, well, I'm glad I can like show y'all some some solutions here. Um, um, we will work things out together. And this is the part I'm keeping open over here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the 1/4 inch line here anyway, because I need to press that there. I need to press that. Okay. Hopefully, hopefully that's a 1/4 inch. Which I see in some, because I'm holding it. It would be easier if it was like flat. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a 1/4. Is it? I'm always confused when there's too many lines. Yep. And and the numbers the numbers are pretty much off because it's old. I mean, I've had this. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's wait. I have to put an X there because that one's not. All right. Sorry, you're all. Um, this is just one of those times that I'm going to say it. Size does matter. Definitely need to have a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on um, here because I can. If you couldn't, so like if your machine doesn't doesn't have it, if you can't put this on, if you can't slip it on there, you will then go like this. You would go inside and stitch it that way. Or you could go this way, bunch it up like this and do that. Um, that is how you would do it if you can't get it on your sleeve here. I'm happy. I was looking at it and I was like, oh, it's not going to fit. I'm so glad it is. All right, I'm not doing what I said I'm doing. So I have to start here and go around and end there. I was just like starting anywhere. Okay. And you definitely want to do the back stitch for this because when you're turning it, it's going to be tugging on your stitches, and you want to make sure that they're not going to come open. I have to remember to follow the washi, my tape. So here's where I'm going over the strap. I'm going to go ahead and back stitch and then stitch. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to back stitch again. Okay. Just to give it some secure, because I just did a basting stitch, which is a long stitch to hold them in place. Here's the other one. Now I know why so when she made when she stitched the lining, um, 3 she started it off at a 1/4 inch and then went to 3/8 inch. Now I know why, because which I'll be doing on my next one, because it gaps, and so you just have to, I'm holding it here, but then on the inside, I'm pulling it tight so that the lining, um, that slack, will catch up with the outer piece so it matches. I'm coming up. That's my strap. Coming up to my end. And that's it. Okay. I'm so thirsty. And I hope this is correct. Okay, that's a 3-inch opening, but hate to do this, but I gotta go have an appointment. Okay, Bobby. Thank you. We're gonna see if I sewed this right. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take it apart, um, and restitch it. I'm So we're going to, when I get this pulled out, okay, I think it's correct because I see fabric, and I'm hoping that it was where you match the pretty sides together. I see a leg. Okay. Oh man, this is so cute. And I tried to find some more of this fabric, and it was only one Dollar Tree that had it. And they have the light blue and the dark blue that match it too. And I didn't even know about the matching um solid fabrics. I blame spilling for that. Okay, and then we're going to tuck that inside. So actually, so let me go ahead and get my bone folder. So this is a bone folder for my paper crafting, but it's perfect for here. So I'm just gonna bring these corners out while I still have an opening to do that in. And then now I can, so I poked these corners out. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this 3-inch square down here in this opening. This is the plastic um, scrap from a chopping mat, Dollar Tree chopping mat. So that goes down in the bottom here. And that's if you want that, you could use that. And if not, you don't have to. Yes, Rouge. So here um I'm just rolling these seams up and I'm going to press them, and it's and getting these pushing these corners into the corners of the outer. And I got when I saw this at Dollar Tree, it was I was going to make the 1-year-old a purse for 4th of July because it's red, white, and blue, and she is just really into purses. And then when I saw her, she got one at the I don't know what to call it. It wasn't a rodeo. It was like it the steer, the longhorn. Um, it was like a rodeo. But anyway, it was a coin purse, but it was perfect size. Isn't that cute? So it measures out. I'm still not done. I'm going to press this, and then you do a top stitch along the top, and then you want to make sure here's the opening. And so um even though I marked a 1/4 inch on there, it's on the inside now. But anyway, so you just press, you pull up these, and what I do is using the handles to pull up, then you kind of just roll it between your fingers to get that seam to come up, and then you press it, and then you'll go ahead um and do a top stitch. And I'll have to move my tape over again to the 1/8 mark and do a top stitch around there, and that's going to be so cute. And so I could turn those handles. So then this is, make sure that I get this one because this is where the opening is. So, you know, if you're making these on your own without doing a lot of talking and showing, you can really whip these out. And I would, and like I was said, it's like I would, well, because I don't have a 1/4 inch seam, um, I would go ahead and mark that on my on the inner facing. Now this turned out really cute. Now she used like a um a different kind of batting for the outer side of fabric. She said to add body. I just used SF 101 on the whole thing. The straps, the outer fabric, the lining fabric. I used all the same, and I'm going to do it that way again. Um, so, um, but yeah, you can see the inside. It'd be great for all kinds of all kinds of things. But this one's for my granddaughter, my great granddaughter. She loves red, and I'm going to use it as the vessel for her gift. um, for Christmas, because July is all about Christmas in July for Christmas ideas. So this is an idea. Of course, all of my ideas that I'm using it for Christmas ideas can be used year round, the gift card holders and stuff. So I'm just going to come over here and press so that it'll lay flat when I do the top stitch. Yeah, I love it. This turned out really cute. And it's my first time, and it definitely won't be the last time. I bet you these would have sold like hotcakes at the sale. Probably need to turn this up. I don't have it. Sorry, you can't even see. I had to turn it down because it was burning me with the steam. But I'm definitely having to push the lining down um, and getting a good press because I don't want the lining sticking up um, above the outer fabric. But I definitely need it to get stitched in there. Uh-oh, what just happened? Hopefully you can still hear me. My computer, oh, there it is. My computer just went totally black. And that's what happened to my other one um, when it completely died. Hi, Faye Norman. Welcome in. And hello to anybody that I didn't say hello to. I didn't see you come in. I always feel bad because I'll read the chat after the live ends, and then it was like, oh shoot, like I'll see a question, and I'm like, oh. And if I have your email or if I have your or for friends on Facebook, then I always try to contact you and answer your question or you know acknowledge and so I always feel bad that I didn't catch it during the live. Okay, it is so cute. Okay, so when you're doing your top stitching, um, it is prettier if you are able to, well, if you're able to, because you're going to make it be that way. Um, oh, it's, let me get this stuff out of here. I need to have my fan on. That's what's going on, is this hard drive is hot. And have a little fan, but it wasn't even on it. Okay. Um, so you want to do your top stitching on the top of your fabric. If you can't get this in, um, like if your computer, I mean, if your sewing machine, if you can't do the sleeve like this, then you would turn it inside out, and then you would do it this way. Just pretend that's, I'm not going to turn it inside out because I worked hard to get those corners in the corners. But anyway, so you would just turn it, where your inside fabric, when your outside fabric is on the inside so that you can stitch right along um the outer fabric. And I guess your top stitch is prettier than your bobbin stitch is probably what the message is. But anyway, I'm glad I can get mine on top. I just need to now change this again to 1/8 of an inch because that's what I want for my top stitch. Move my washi tape. Anyway, at least I remember where that goes for 1/8 inch. And come on down. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, so I want to make sure. So here's where my opening is. Here's that plastic is inside here. And so here's where the opening is. I'm going to start over here because I want to make sure that I'm mindful of where that is. And I have to keep pushing that lining down because it's keeps creeping up. Okay, so almost forgot what I was doing here. Alrighty, well, let's finish this up. Make sure my stitches are correct. Okay. Do back one. It was trying to get my foot off there. All right. So again, this is just two 10-inch squares and then two 7 by 2 inch strips for the straps, and then lining the same size for all the pieces. All 4 pieces get the fusible interfacing. If you don't have fusible, you can use the other stuff. You just have to sew it in. And then you just use a 3-inch square to box the corner or to cut out the corners of the squares. And you can use a 3 by 3 inch square piece of plastic. You can even use, like, I remember we didn't have chopping mats, but we had plastic milk jugs, and I used to save the milk jugs, clean them up really good, and use that when I needed, bottoms for totes. Or I made for dolls that I made, like the Cabbage Patch dolls. I made the movable discs out of milk jugs, layers of milk jug circles, for the buttons to so it wouldn't cut the fabric. Oh, yeah. It's kind of hazardous having a cup of coffee sitting here or even just an open cup of any kind of drink and my thread my thread basket right next to it. And it's like one time it was black thread and I went to get a drink and it was like it looked like a spider inside my cup. Oh my god. So I always have to be mindful of where I'm throwing my thread. Don't put it in your drink. Oh my gosh, y'all, I am in love with this project. I'm definitely making more of these. I am love. Boy, that really is something else. It is so nice inside there too. Let me move over. So it looks so good inside there too. It's not and it has that the plastic in the bottom there. And I love it. So it turns out to be um 3.5 inches the bottom and 3 inches. So this is 3 inches. This is 3.5 inches. And so with the straps from the bottom to the straps, it's a total of 6 inches. So your content, that would be what I say, 3 inches. So it's 3 inches tall and 3 inches in diameter, 3.5 inches diameter. And that is a cute, cute little basket. Darn, there's another phone call. It's nobody I know. Um, I don't know if you heard the ringtone, but that's the ringtone for spam. I have a very happy ringtone for people that I know, and so that I will answer. So I love it. It turned out really cute. It was really easy as well, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys make them too. It turned out so cute. So that's what I have for today, along with I had 2 hours and 48 minutes. Um, Not bad. So this is Restream. Restream doesn't cut me off at 2 hours, which is fine with me. And so I do use the free version of StreamYard. You get 20 hours a month. I always go over 20 hours a month with Night Out Crafting. So that's why I do Wednesdays with Restream. And sometimes I'll do Night Out Crafting with Restream as well, if I'm out of minutes. But anyway, you can do live streaming on a budget, on a fixed income. Just letting y'all know. So I love it. I know my granddaughter is going to love it. And I'll be taking it over to family dinner tonight to show up. I don't know if she'll be there. She probably will be there, but she won't get to take it home today. She's not going to know it's for her because it's going to be the vessel what her Christmas gift will be in. And so she's gonna love it. So that's it. I come on live on then Monday night, um, Monday night, uh, night owl crafting on Monday nights at 9:15 p.m. And I have, it's like I'll come on and I'll do like things I need to do for the website, orders that I need to fulfill. And sometimes I'll have guests on, and when I have guests on, sometimes we'll do a project together. If you'd like to be a guest, please contact me, and we can work something out. So anyway, I also come on every Wednesday at 11:45 a.m. Central. That's all Central. And then on Thursdays with Laura Trevino, and that's the Patek crew. And so we'll be on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. That's it. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye.